Hi, it's RobsonStormcastle.com, and this is a tutorial on how to make the Captain America shield. Yay! It's kind of nice. It's actually pretty easy to do. It won't take you too long once you have a few basic supplies. 3 paints, of course, red, white, and blue. Some tape, a little bit of rope. Any kind of rope will do. This is for the handle. A couple of nuts and bolts and some washers. 2 nuts with bolts, right? And 4 washers, and maybe a drill, possibly, to drill the holes for the handle. Comes out really nice. And I'm going to show you a couple of different options you can do to make it. Here's the back right here, see it? This is how you hold it, like this. Can you see that? Well, anywho, let me think. Oh yeah, okay, a couple of things. Now I used a flexible flyer. This is a really inexpensive snow sled that you sit in and you ride it in the snow, and they cost like $6. I bought 3 of them for like $17. So if you have one, you can use that. There's other options you can do too. You can use, just if you want to make a flat shield, use a piece of foam board, cut that out, or a bigger piece of cardboard and cut that out and use that. It won't be curved, but it'll still be kind of neat. Or you can use, the top of a barrel cover. Now this one isn't real good for this, but there's a lot of different types of barrel covers. You might want to check yours out to see how it works and if it's flatter, but still get that curve on it. And you can use that to make a shield. So improvise, be creative about it, and make the Captain America shield. Let's launch into the tutorial. Okay, if you're using the snow sled like I'm using, cut the brim off of it around the edge of it. It'll look better without it. If you don't have one, then go right ahead and you don't have to do this. See, it looks pretty good. You have those handles on it, but that's okay. Let's make the handle that we're going to hold on to and mount in the middle of the shield. I just wrapped up rope like this with a loop on each end. See, that loop is important, a loop on each end. And then wrap that whole thing up with tape so it's nice and comfortable to hold in your hand and it won't come apart. And do the tape so that it goes all the way out towards the ends, so there's only a small loop on the very end that we're gonna pass the bolt through that, and we don't want it to slip off. So there you go. Now we've got our handle is ready to go. See the little loop on each end? I'll show you how to use that. Put that in the middle of the sled on the inside with enough room for your hand to get in there, and mark it, and then we'll drill out the holes for the bolts. Easy enough. Drill them out. You don't have to drill them out. You can just puncture holes any way you need to if you don't have a drill. Now put the handle in there and then pass the bolts through. Now the thing about it is see, we don't want it to come undone. So we have a bolt with a washer on it, just like that. And then pass that up through the bottom. So the flattest part of the bolt is on the face of the shield. Pass it through your handle, put another washer on it, and then bolt it down. Simple enough. And do that for both, obviously for both sides of the handle. And I'll speed through this a little bit. Make it nice and tight. That's pretty much as simple as that. That's all the assembly we need to do for this shield. Next we can move on to the painting. See, I'm just finishing up the other end, and our handle is complete, ready to go. Take you 10 minutes. Now if you want to do this project like this, go for it. I got lots of other projects too. See it? Bolted down nicely. You can still fit your hand under that handle. Now, to get nice clean circle lines for the painting, push some kind of a pin in the middle there, and then use a string with a marker to do this. See how that is? It's kind of like making your own compass with a piece of string. And there are 3 lines that we draw. One like this, the star will go, and then 1 line out, and make them about equidistant. So this is line 2. And then line 3, and that's it. So there's 3 lines, there's 4 segments to this shield. So once you get those lines drawn, we can start painting it. And I'll whip through the painting here, show you real quick. And I think it's important that you start in the center and work your way out towards the edge. That way it's, oh wait, one more thing. How we do the star. Take a piece of string, wrap it all the way around that center circle like this. So you know about the right distance of the circumference of that circle. And the points of the star are 5 points of the star equidistant. So what you do is you get your string the length of that circle, and then cut it into 5 equal portions. See, there's 1 equal portion there. And then you mark it. You know, it'll be 5 times. So now you have the points of the star. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it's 5 points. So you mark those 5 points. Now you can use a ruler to connect the 5 points like this to make the star. You know, and you want the star to look really crisp. Makes a big difference in the shield. So do this with the string to get the equidistant, and the star looks really nice. That's it. The star is done. So now let's start painting this thing. And like I was going to say, you know, start in the center and work your way out. And this also shows you the painting scheme that you should do. That's the same as the real shield. You know, white for the star. And I had to do 2 coats of all these paints because the plastic, it doesn't, you know, adhere real well. So that's after a second coat of white on that star. And then you do the blue. You know, take your time with it. It's kind of fun. I enjoyed the process here. You know, you can see the blue is pretty vague, but another coat just, once this dried, buttoned it right up and made it look much nicer. Now we go to the red. Onto the white. The red actually went on really well. I didn't have to do 2 coats of that, but the white and the blue I did. And then, now let me just point out that between coats you might want to let it dry between layers. You know, between rings, you can use a fan, it'll speed it up a lot. And then the final coat of red, and that's that. The shield is done. See, didn't take long. You know, if you make one, send me a picture, I'd love to see it. And I used a crystal clear coat to seal it. It's a sealant. Seal it up, makes it a little shiny, and protects it. There you go. The Captain America shield is done. Lots more stuff on my website at stormthecastle.com, and I have all kinds of fun stuff here on my YouTube channel. And I have different types of shields too. Thanks for watching. And if you like my videos, you know, subscribe. Leave a comment. Thank you.